Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. We discuss 6 questions in 9 minutes because leaders know how to be concise. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. In a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so my name is Adam Peak, and I help companies use packaging to solve branding and business problems. So in a nutshell, I work for a packaging company. I like to dive in with people who have to use packaging in order to get something from point A to point B, or to market, or to brand. And then if my company can manufacture it, awesome. If we can't, then I say, here's some people who can, and I send them on their way.
I love how you describe that position that you have. That's great. Well, question number 2, what's the best thing about working with a team?
So the teams that I've been able to work with that I think have functioned the best have fellowship, and they have common unity, which is where we get the word community from. And I think that allows us as individuals to collectively minimize risk and maximize impact by sharpening one another.
I love that. Question number 3. I hear from other leaders of teams that it can be a challenge to get team members engaged. Tell us your thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's a great question. I think it depends on the goal of the team and the inherent cohesion of the team. I've really enjoyed Patrick Lencioni, who I'm guessing that has been probably mentioned on this before, but he has a lot of great work around teams and what it means to work in them. So I've been on really great teams, and we've accomplished incredible things. And I've been on some really difficult teams that can drag the individual and the team down.
Great. Yeah, I totally agree with your reference to Patrick. Great information he has on teams. So thank you for bringing him up.
Yeah, for sure.
He's an expert. Question number 4, what other piece of advice would you like to share with leaders of teams?
I think that if you're in a position of leadership, you should really never stop learning. And that comes from a position of humility. I think humility is a posture that means that we, number one, are going to always be seeking understanding to learn. And number 2, we always want to drive towards empathy. And when we do that as leaders, we can help others understand and walk out their mission and purpose, not just in business, but also in their lives. And engaging with them on that level is the real mark of I think a servant leader.
That's great input. I love that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 5, what other successful team leaders, such as yourself, have had a positive influence on your life that you'd like to recognize or suggest for a podcast episode or whatever it may be?
Yeah. So 2 of my really good friends, one started an incredible nonprofit called Shield 616. His name is Jake Skifstad. He's the president of the nonprofit, and they are equipping first responders, law enforcement with active shooter gear for really intense situations. And so he has built an incredible nonprofit. And the number 2 would be my other good friend, Johnny Levy, who is a president of a business in Colorado and was also a co-pastor with me at a church in Colorado Springs called Aletheia. So those 2 guys are incredible.
Oh, that's great. They sound like great guys. So that's thank you for those recommendations. Well, final question. Tell us about your first job.
I guess, there's a lot of like little odds and ends jobs in high school and college. And my first kind of real jobs, one, I was an overnight assistant manager at a Walgreens, and that was fun. That was a really fun job. But and then I became a collegiate pastor with a group called the Navigators at Colorado State University. And it was there that I really started to learn about a lot of the principles of servant leadership and how to lead people through a challenging time, which is their college career. So,
well, that sounds like some great experiences that have helped form who you are today. So that's great. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you so much for being on the podcast today, Adam. How can people find you?
LinkedIn is the best way. I'm very active on LinkedIn. I'm not active on any other social platform. So if you find me on Facebook, I probably won't respond. If you find something on Instagram, I don't really do much there, but I post all the time on LinkedIn. It's just linkedin.com/in/Adam Peak. You can direct message me there. You can also send me an email, and that's eadampeak@gmail.com, and I'll respond also.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Sean.
You're very welcome. Well, this is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, you can find us on LinkedIn by searching Blue Sky Business Consulting. Thanks so much for joining us today. Have a great day.